Wam. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to
To
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash.
that belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect tuning in. Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barakatham. Alright, brothers out here, Men of Our 12 West Coast with the Men of Our 12 Las Vegas, in the spirit, doing a quick little lesson. Alright, dealing with the wars that's happening, man. You know what I'm saying? And basically, this is in the wake of, the assassination of Iranian's nuclear scientists. It seemed to stir a lot of things up, man. The nations are getting roused up, and that's ultimately the time that we're in, because here it is, you have the mark of the beast, in fruition. Brothers is in the spirit with the mark of the beast, but on the other side of the world as well, you have other prophecies speaking through as well. It's mainly that the World War III, the battle, in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, where Yahweh Shem Shai, he's stirring up all these nations for war. All right. So first scripture we're going to bring out, without further ado, is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. All right. We're going to be dealing with the seasons, man. All right. Because this country has been in the spirit of peace, of mirth. They think that it's all been going good. And that's really because, it's due to the bread and games, because America is, a modern day, reincarnation of Rome. And one of the things that Rome had back in the day was bread and games, and they used bread and games, to keep the people distracted. Everybody's in a state of feasting. You got the, back then you had gladiator fights, and you had gladiators that were famous the same way, now, this weekend we had a fight with two famous gladiators, in the reincarnation, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., but everybody sucked into that, bread and games, spirit. Only the watchmen of Israel, all right, the real watchmen of Israel, all right, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, we're watching the times, all right, and we're starting to see that the times that we're in, if anything, brother, get Habakkuk chapter 2, all right, the times that we're in, all right, we're starting to understand that it is the end of a season, all right, it is the end of a time, all right. So the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and at a time to every purpose under heaven. All right. So to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven. All right. So we're getting ready to go into the time of war. All right. Because of everything that's happening, and ultimately is really the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. So verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. All right, because see, here in Babylon, man, for the last few decades, man, these Babylonians, man, they had it easy. All right, they had it easy with all, the first world, first world technology, first world, way of living. You know what I'm saying? The American dream, trying to seek out that American dream, even though it's all a snare to them, because at the end of the day, they all just became, everybody in Babylon is slaves, man, working for that illusion. But either way, they still had a time of ease. All right, but Yahweh Shem Shai is getting ready to bring great tribulation upon this wicked kingdom. All right, his eyes are set upon this sinful kingdom. All right, so it reads, all right, verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. All right, and the time, we're in the time of breaking down. Okay, because through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, as we as brothers brought out in previous lessons, we're in a transition. All right, we are in a transition, and in order to build up, in order to heal up, all right, which is ultimately talking about the nation of Israel. All right, starting with the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, but really starting with the elect, the 144,000. This kingdom has to get this wicked kingdom, which is Babylon and Esau's rulership, the beast. It has to get broken down. All right, it has to get destroyed. All right. So with that, we're going to continue on reading. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. All right, a time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to weep and a time to laugh. All right, because the people in this society, man, they've been in a house of mirth for far too long. All right, they've been in the house of mirth for far too long, man. Especially our people, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, man, you've been in a state of mirth for far too long. Here it is, you got World War III about to pop off. The government's getting ready to put that chip in you, and you wanna all you wanna talk about is a Nate Robinson. All you want to talk about is a Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. But here it is, all manner of hell, and the flood is about to come to pass, man. So going in again, all right. A time to cast away stones. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. And that's basically, where the point is set. You know what I'm saying? But basically, this is times are switching. And it's evil that's gonna be coming. All right, evil is coming. All right, and you go into the word evil, it goes into bad times, because the word Eve means times, and the word ill, means bad. So evil is a compound word, bad times, and that's going into the day of Yahweh Shem Shai, which is darkness and not light. All right, now get the precept, and then we're gonna transition it to you.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Right. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 1, and it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision.
Now, real quick, going into Habakkuk chapter 2 and 1, when the brother read, I will stand upon my watch, upon the high tower, roughly paraphrasing, all right, that's because, you can't take this truth for granted, man. All right, this truth is the best thing to be in, because Yahweh Shem Shai gave you the eyes to see and the ears to hear, all right, and the minds to perceive, like the scriptures say, book of Amos, chapter 3, surely Yahweh Shem Shai doeth nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants the prophets. Now, the prophets is out here on the watch, man. All right, we're on a high tower because ultimately, man, and it's not to boast, but we are on a higher level than the people of the world, man. And that's why the government wants to come down with great wrath, but we are on a higher level than the people of this world, and we see the days that are coming. All right, we see the days that are coming, and that's why we out here, we do the lessons, and we on the highways and edges to warn our people, blow that trumpet as we are instructed to do in the scriptures, all right, and bid the people to the marriage. You know what I'm saying? That's dealing with the gathering of the elect coming into the truth. All right.
Chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
God, now, like the brother just read, all right, he said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Because ultimately what we're doing is we are decoding the dark sayings. All right. We are bringing out, what was the dark sayings, and we are teaching them, to basically teaching it, to the world, that the elect may come in. All right. Because as the scriptures say, man, the 2/3 of our nation, they're not going to get this truth. All right. The other nations, it's not for them. But it's for the remnant to be sealed, because of the times it's about to pop off. All right.
Verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Through it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Gone, because that's the thing too. When that season of war, when that season of America being judged, all right, Yahweh Shem Shai sending all the plagues to Babylon, when that season comes, it's not gonna tarry, man. All right, it's not going to tarry. It's gonna pop off, and once the ball gets rolling, there's nothing gonna stop it from There's nothing gonna stop it from rolling. All right, there's nothing gonna stop it from rolling once the ball starts rolling. All right, so all these people out here, they're gonna be caught unawares. Like it says in the book of Matthew, chapter 6. Where it says they were eating there in a state of mirth. Roughly paraphrasing, until the flood came and took them all away. But yeah, you got it now, brother. And these are, it's like, yeah, not to cut you off, but these are the times that we're coming into. All right, these are the times that we're coming into, and we're gonna bring out, the prophecy that's manifesting itself in across the world, dealing with the battle of the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, how Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna raise up all these nations, and he's gonna send them to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, to judge them all.
Khan.